Welcome to our Better Data-Driven Charities video guide series. In this video, we will guide you on how to import data via the Donor Management Data template and how to carry out data analytics on the Microsoft Power BI dashboard. Before you begin, ensure that your PC already has Microsoft Excel and Power BI installed. You should also download the Donor Management package from the Tech and Go website. The link to the website is in the description box below. From the Donation Management package, open the Donor Data Template Excel file. Once opened, you may be prompted with a security warning. Click on the Enable Content button to proceed. The file has multiple tabs. The first tab contains all the instructions needed for you to import your data into the data template. In the Getting Started section, it guides you on how you should format and store your data files. In the Data Preparation section, there is a step-by-step guide on how you can import and validate data, as well as how to copy the file path to Power BI. Last but not least, the Data Refresh section guides you on how to add new data to the existing data template. When you scroll down to the bottom of this tab, you will be able to see the data dictionary for the Donation Management dashboard. This dictionary lists the data items that are required for the dashboard to generate the intended charts and graphs. It also indicates other useful information on the data items like data description, whether the fields are mandatory or optional, and data format. Next, the orange tab in the data template is the Tips tab, where the FAQ section is. You may refer to this tab for useful tips on troubleshooting common issues. Finally, we are touching on the green tabs, which are our data tabs. These tabs are where you will need to import your data for the generation of the dashboard. Let's explain how these tabs work using the Campaign tab. In all the data tabs, including the Campaign tab, there are 4 buttons which perform different functions. The Import Multiple Data Files button imports more than one source file. This is especially useful when you wish to import data and files that span over several months or years in one shot. The Import Single Data File button imports just one data file, whereas the Validate Data button helps to validate the imported data to check for issues such as missing data, incorrect format, and more. Lastly, the Copy File Path button helps to copy the data template file location path so that you can easily paste it into Microsoft Power BI. For a quick demo, we will be clicking on the Import Single Data File button. The file selection window will appear, and we will proceed to locate and click on the data file. Once the data is imported, click on the Validate Data button. This button will validate and check for any issues with the data provided. If there is an issue with the data, cells will be highlighted in different colors to indicate the different types of issues. For this example, we have one cell highlighted in red and another in yellow. According to the table here, this means that we have one missing data and one duplicated row respectively. Let's proceed to our original data file which we have imported to check and rectify them. It is always recommended to rectify data from the source. You can see from our data file, Campaign ID C1000 has missing data for campaign expense, and there is a duplicate row of data for Campaign ID C1001. We can rectify them by inserting the correct information for campaign expense and delete away the duplicate row for Campaign ID C1001. Do remember to save the data file after editing. Going back to our data template file, select all data and delete them before re-importing. Click on Import Single Data File button and select the data file which we have just updated. This time around, there are no issues with the data validation. Please do the same and import data for the rest of the data tabs. After you are done, save the data template file. Then click on Copy File Path. This file patch will let Microsoft Power BI know where the location of your data template file. Paste the path that was copied from the data template file into Input Path and click on Load. The charts and graphs generated in this Donation Management dashboard can help you identify your donor preferences and donation patterns, which you may use to form targeted marketing strategies and attract more donors. For example, to understand more about your individual donors' preferred donation modes, you can first filter for a specific donation channel, like your own website. To do this, click on Own Site under the Donor Count by Channel pie chart to display only the data of the donors who donated via your own website for the entire dashboard. With the applied filter, we can clearly see from the funds raised by payment mode that most of the donors from our website prefer payment modes like gyro and bank transfer. So your agency can highlight these popular payment modes to new donors or make these modes more accessible on your website to encourage more donations. You can press Ctrl and click on the Clear Filter button at the top right-hand corner to clear all filters. Similarly, you can derive the most popular donation channels and payment modes for your corporate donations in the bottom section of the dashboard. You can also identify the corporate categories that donate most to your agency via the Funds Raised by Corp category chart. With this information, you can direct more engagement efforts to the identified corporate categories to maximize donations. To understand more on how you can interpret each chart, click on the Chart Interpretation tab at the bottom of the screen. The Tips tab provides you with FAQ answers, where you can find out how to change the chart type, refresh data, and more. Congratulations! You have successfully imported your donation data and published it into Microsoft Power BI. You may watch the other videos from this series to learn more about the dashboards for each use case.